Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Let me know if you guys can hear me good or not. I'm streaming from my Mac Mini with my studio display. So getting some just streaming from another this I guess area. I guess this is another view of my basement. So the Z15 King is back. What's up, Greek? How you doing? What's up, BC? All sets, automatic beats, DJ Mines. We got Nick, Patrick Murphy. How you guys all doing, man? How's everybody doing? So, I want to talk about today about what you could kind of expect when you're going in for a repair, right? Let me grab a board for demonstration. So let's just say you're going to send this board away, to get fixed. This is an M30 Plus, but you can pretend it's a Bitmain KA3 board, a K7 board. It could be anything that you need it to be, okay? But we're just going to say it's a hash board that needs to get repaired, okay? And some people are really confused. Well, I wouldn't say confused, but they don't understand why there's a bench fee or a minimum charge to test an ASIC. And there's a lot that goes into testing, this board before they can actually give you a better answer, right? And it takes a lot of time, right? And DJ who's in the chat knows that, hey man, time is money, okay? So if you were to, I'm just going to kind of go through the process of what a typical repair shop's going to do when you're sending in either a hash board or a full machine, okay? And essentially what that process is going to be, okay, is like the first thing that's going to happen is if it's a full machine, they're going to log the serial number of the machine, okay? They're going to log the serial of the control board, the hash boards, the power supply, everything. They're going to keep a log of it, okay? If they're a good detailed shop. The ones I work with do take down everything, by the way. And then this board's kind of dirty because I haven't cleaned it yet, but you can kind of see here, right there, that there's a serial number, okay? So let's just say you just sent in just the board by itself, okay? Because you could do that typically, like if it's a very common thing, you could usually send in a board. If it's a brand new like machine that you're having a problem with, like something that's very new, you probably most likely will have to send the whole unit in because they probably don't have like a donor to like with like empty slots in it to be able to power it, number one, okay? So it's going to be sent in. They're going to log everything, okay? Then they have to either power on the machine, okay, and read the logs, okay? Or if it's just the hash board, depending upon if it's a WhatsMiner or Bitmain, you need to hook it up to a test fixture, okay? And then you're going to need to run the initial chip test, okay, to verify that the customer or me or whoever, right, is that there is really something wrong with this board. Or maybe there's nothing wrong with the board. Maybe it's your power supply. Who knows, right? But we're just going to assume that it's the board, okay? He's going to hook up the test fixture. He's going to hook up his bench power supply, get it hooked up here on the leads. He's going to plug it in here, right here to the data port, okay? All right, and then he's going to run the test, all right? And this is going to come back. We'll just say 0 chips detected, okay? 0 chips detected. So that could be a lot of things, okay? It could be the oscillating crystal, okay, which controls the frequencies for the actual chips themselves. Your boost controller could be out, which is what boosts up the voltage. But before they even get down to all that, okay, they have to strip down this entire board, okay, because they have to probe and test everything in here. They're going to be testing the RO, okay, which the RO is the signal that transfers from the first ASIC all the way back to the last ASIC, okay? And if there's a break in that signal, it needs to be repaired. So the next step is he's like, okay, there's no chips detected. He has to unscrew all of these screws, Okay. Then he has to actually clean your board. He's going to get probably a wire brush, a very soft metal like brass or something like that, or even plastic. And then he's going to scrape off all of the crud on here. Okay. Like all the thermal paste and all that other crap. Okay. These typically use like thermal tape on what's miners. Okay. You can kind of see the thermal tape here. Usually these use thermal tape. Okay, but if it's a bit main, it's going to be thermal paste. Okay, and then he's going to have to get a brush, a toothbrush, get alcohol on it, scrub the whole board completely clean. All right, then if he's going to be working somewhere where there's conformal coating on there, he needs to remove the conformal coating so that he could properly use the and test those particular areas. Okay, so he has to do all this work before he can even tell you what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like he's actually taking this thing completely apart, taking off the thermal paste, brushing it clean, absolutely clean. You know what I mean? And then he's going to probe around with his multimeter. Okay. Being able to diagnose is literally the best. If you can, if you have a repair shop who has somebody who's very good at diagnosing things, that guy is the most valuable guy. Okay. Yes, taking chips on and off is difficult, and I am still getting the hang of that. But like, it's just like when you go to a mechanic, you need to find somebody who can actually knows how to troubleshoot and diagnose the particular problems you're having, because you can start replacing lots of components on these. Okay. And let's just say it was a boost controller. Okay. So the boost controller is out. Okay. Now he replaced the boost controller. Okay. He gets his hot air gun. He takes it out. Okay. Boost controller is right here. Okay. Boost controller. You're not going to see that at all, but it's on this board right here. Okay. It's in the front of the board. So he replaced the boost controller. Okay. Oh, well, now that he replaced the boost controller, now he can actually see the problem. Okay. And now it's going to say, okay, somebody wrote a note on this one. This is a practice one for me, but you can see here, this says, oh, well, you won't be able to read it that way. Really? What? The camera's backwards? Okay. 80 chips. Okay. So somewhere between the 79th, because it starts with 0. Okay. It's Linux. Okay. Somewhere in between 79 and 80, there's a problem. Okay. Maybe even 78. Okay. Now he has to take his multimeter again after he had to fix one thing. He had to fix one actual piece first to even figure out if there is any damaged chips. Okay. Then he has to go probe around there, and then he might have to replace an entire domain. And a domain, okay, as we call it, is going to be a row. So domains run this way, up and down. Okay. Each section is called a domain. All right. And you might have an entire domain that's out. So that's 3 chips right there. Okay. Then, okay, after he fixes that, he has to put thermal paste or thermal tape back on it, re-put it all back together, put all the stuff back on it. Okay. And run it for a few days to see if it even fixed it. Because there is times that you might fix 2 chips, and then guess what? 2 more chips die. And then 2 more die. Okay. So the repair process is not a exact science. Okay. Like it could get costly. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you fix this boost controller, you might have like 20 chips out on this board. And I think people and just realize that he had to do all that work. So he's going to have to take it all apart, fix the boost controller just to be able to read the 80 chips first. So he has to do one repair just to get to the actual root cause of what's actually broken, right? He had to actually do a repair, right? So this is why a lot of shops charge a bench fee, and the bench fee can range anywhere from, I've seen it as low as $25. But that's if you're doing like really good volume. You're probably going to be more like $75 to $100 on a bench fee, just because that's at least a solid half hour of work. You know what I mean? And you know, you gotta be paid for that, you know. So I was just trying to like educate people a little bit more on what to expect when you are going through the repair process, because people are like, man, why does it cost me so much? Or how come they never know how much it's going to cost? Well, because sometimes they have to do other fixes. Sometimes they might have to fix, like you might have your boost controller might be bad, right? And then you might have a broken trace right here, okay? Or something, might have some corrosion here. They might have to do another fix or two before they get to like the chips actually being broken, right? Just to get the board to actually turn on and function properly. So that happens quite often in this industry. And hey, what's up, guys? I thought it was couples counseling. Oh man. Hey, what's up, crypto man? What's going on, man? How you doing? One of the repair techs in the crypto scene. How you doing, man? How you doing, Crypto 440? And yeah, and you have to understand all the voltages. And there might be some things that you might get tripped up a few times, even if you think you got a good diagnosis. That might not be the actual cause. So okay, well, it's going to vary board to board. And it's going to depend. I only have an S19 board right now, Ron, down here. There's going to be a label on there that'll have the bin. And then there's usually like, if it's like an L7 or something like that, it'll have like how many domains by how many chips. And that will give you if you took like, you know, how many chips times the domains, so that'll give you the total chip count. It should be on a label there on the somewhere on the board. There should be a bin. So yeah, talking about bins. That was not going to be a good example, but so there's numerous different bins from Bitmain, okay, and bins like the quality, and you don't want to particularly run. Let's just say you had I've seen as high as like bin 6 or 7. Okay, so let's just say you had a bin 2. Okay, on your boards. Okay, say your bin 2 is what your machine is composed of. Okay, you can run either bin 1 or bin 3 or bin 2. Okay, but you don't want to run bin 4 or bin 5. What's going to happen is it's going to create a lot of instability in the machine, and you're going to get a lot of hardware errors, a lot of reboots. It's going to be really unhappy. So you want to stay within the bin, which means like if you're 2, you can go up 1 or you can go down 1, but you don't want to go more than that. At least from how I was trained and taught, that's what you should do for the best outcome, anyways. It's been looking for those bin numbers. Yeah, you could just take some pictures of the board, Ron, and DM them to me, Ron. You can take some pictures, and I'll try to get to it while I'm on the stream here. Maybe I'll pull it up and see if I can see it or not, depending on how good the pictures are. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Z15s to kind of get back. He's been he's not avoiding me, but it's been delayed a little bit. Of course, you know how ASICs go. We're delayed. I'm hoping they get moving pretty soon. He said they were moving last week, but I haven't seen it yet. So, yeah, I got one pallet coming directly to me. The other ones will be delivered in Kansas, where I'm going to have them held. And then it'll be a total of 8 so far for this run. But I'm only committing to 1 at a time. So we're doing that. I'm also got a little thanks to Luke here. I'll share this like window really quick here. Oh, I have to open the system preferences in order to let me share. Okay, that's that's fine. This is my first time streaming from here, so um, yeah, don't do that. Okay, it's not going to let me share the window. It's going to make me close. Okay, well, that's fine. It's going to tell me to reopen Chrome, and I'm in Chrome streaming, so I don't want to do that. So that sucks. I'll have to share my window next time. An S7, an S15? Whew. Man, that's an old one, man. Buying an S15 units. King said pallets. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you want to look, if you want to get good deals, you got to move into the pallet world. All right, if you want to get good pricing, um, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? The S15 is not profitable. That's really old. That's really really old. Um, so I threw out a video on Wednesday for you guys. I threw out a video for Venus, and I think it was a pretty good one. If you guys didn't catch it, definitely go watch it. That will help you if you're having lots of control board problems. If you're having fan errors and you're replacing fans and it's not going away, it's still saying that there's a 0 on the fan. Put Venus on it, and it'll probably work and be just fine. Um, uh, Venus can help a lot of instability with hardware errors. Um, it's just a lot more flexible in its tune than the stock Bitmain software. Also, it does great for overclocking your L7s. I know right now they're testing L9s, so probably pretty soon you could probably maybe get another 500 to a gigahash off your L9s if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to do that though because I'm too much of a pussy to risk it. I'm not risking my L9 for that thing. Um, I don't think that. I do need to do another video. That one's going to be a little more in depth. It might be like maybe 2 weeks away, where it's going to be um, where it's you have to do the 2024 unlock, and then you need to do then you have to flash the firmware to a previous version before April 9th. So on April 9th, okay, Bitmain took away the ability to they locked out all of the control boards. That goes for anything after April 9th, 2024. So if you have a firmware that's newer than that or on that, then you are your boards are locked. So you need to do a SD card flash just to unlock it, and then you need to do another SD card flash to put it to a previous version. But none of those things exist on Bitmain, number one. Number two, Bitmain took away all of the SD card files on their website. So they're no longer actually even letting you do that anymore. I am considering. I do have a UNAS here now at my house, and I have all of my What's Miner and Bitmain firmware in my NAS, and I was considering maybe offering all of those firmware files to my members, right? Because you guys could view and download those and be able to recover your images and stuff like that. And so we'll see. I might let my members do that because you can't get those anywhere right now. Gotta finagle the whatchaman thingies, but sounds fun. I'm trying to think of something else here. Um, I am 3D printing some Z15 covers that are either yellow or blue. So I don't know how I'm gonna sell those. Um, Maybe just in Discord or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a web store or anything like that because I sell everything through Brandon. So I might see if maybe he could offer this in his store. I have the Z15 covers. It's actually like the front plate and the top cover of the Z15 because a lot of these didn't come with them. So Luke was nice enough and he designed some for me. I'm printing out like 10 of them right now in my Bamboo Labs 3D printer. Michael Cartwright, man, like it, man. We got our first like actual repair question. No, I don't let it cure. Nah, not to me, anyways. I've never done that for computer parts, for ASICs, for anything. I just let it rip. There is like a time though that I would say like you would need an hour to heat soak the thermal paste while you run it, right? I would say give it an hour to let it really heat soak, and you could see if your thermal paste job was good or not, right? I would say run it for at least an hour before you said, F it, it's fine. Um, yeah, you shouldn't need to cure your thermal paste. Um, should they not come with the cover? Well, I just had the cover made. Um, and obviously there's an added cost to that, and maybe I'll see if Brandon will maybe allow that to be like a drop down menu when you buy the Z15. Like you could like, hey, these are like extras. You know what I mean? If you wanted like, like a top piece or something like that. We also have a back plate because the Z15 is a two fan machine, right? So we Luke made a back plate for me that makes it into a 4 fan machine. Um, so it could be keep it much it'd keep the temperatures much more reasonable at lower fan speeds. It won't like give it more air. What it because people get that mixed up. What it does is it lowers the RPM of your fans, right? Because it doesn't have to move as much air essentially because there's two sets. I mean, Northern, I ran mine without a top plate for I don't know, man, like 6 months. I ran Pandas without a top plate for like a year. The one I got from Panda, like you don't really need it. There's no exposed bus bars because it's all PCIe cables. You know what I mean? Yeah, the control board gets a little dirty, but you just blow it off and it's fine. So um, yeah, I'll take that under consideration. Northern Crypto, I'll take it under consideration. I definitely like the idea. Um, so yeah, and it's mostly all like 3 volt and 5 volt. Um, so I don't really think it's a safety problem. I think it's just maybe just keeping the dirt off the board problem, if anything. um, And some people are just like that. They just want to have everything with the machine. And I wish I had enough covers. I only got very few of them, and I just made the decision that there was only like 10 covers out of the 150 that I was just like, we're just gonna make them all not have covers. You know what I mean? Because then if I give one cover to one guy, the other guy is gonna complain. You know how it is with people. You know what I mean? You give one to somebody else, and then someone else don't like it. So I just said, okay, everybody doesn't get top plates. Hey, there's my buddy. Look at man, there he is. What's going on, Craig? How you been, man? You having a bourbon? How you doing, man? Now, Craig, man, he is the ASIC guy, man. He's been doing it a much longer than me. Um, I didn't want the top cover anyways. Well, automatic beats if you want one. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what the added cost would be for this. I haven't even like done the math to see how much each top cost me with electricity and materials and stuff like that. How'd you know? Yeah, see, because it's Friday, man. It's bourbon night. Come on, it's bourbon night. Um, busy as doing well, my friend. Busy as always, but doing well. Well, that's good, man. That's good, Craig. So I am expecting some movement next week for my Z15s. Hopefully, um, I'm hoping for that. I got some big orders for those. I think I probably already sold whatever's fixable on the pallet already. I just need it just to come in here and then get to town on that thing. Uh, me and Luke have talked quite a bit. Luke's really done really well with his troubleshooting and fixing the boards and stuff. No, actually, this right here is my. I sold 500 pounds of computer parts to Brandon Coin. All right, I literally sent him 3 70-gallon totes full of computers, workstations, memory, GPUs, power supplies, motherboards, graphics cards, CPUs. I sent dude, I still got tons of stuff over here. I sent them all kinds of stuff, man. I still got stuff back there, and so I added all the money up. Right, we went through it, and he gave me prices for everything, and so let me turn this off real quick here. So, so he gave me prices for everything. So I went and I bought myself some new stuff. And one of the new things is I do all my work from my MacBook, like my work for Terra, and like YouTube and like anything like that. I do everything from my MacBook, right? Um, and it's like 3 years old now. I think this year's going to be 3 years. And the battery's starting to show a little bit, of wear a little bit, but that's typical for a device of that age. And so I bought a new Mac Mini, and then I bought the new 5K studio display. That's like $1,500 from Apple, and that's what I'm shooting off. It has a built-in camera and mic in the studio display. So, and then I built myself a new mini ITX computer that's right next to me. I have a 9800 X3D with a B8 550 motherboard in it. So yeah, I sold all that stuff to buy all this stuff, to buy new computer parts. Yeah, dude, I'm really happy, dude. I got a new Mac Mini with the M4 chip in it. It has 24 gigs of RAM. I upped it a little bit. I didn't put a lot of storage. I think it has a 0.5 terabyte, but I got a UNAS, so I don't really need to keep things on here. And it's good for editing. It does everything, man. I love the Mac ecosystem for work. For gaming, that's a whole different story. I don't like it, right? But for like workflow, getting text messages on my computer, and I can boop, 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 type on my iPhone, drop files over. Like, I love my Macs, man. I'm sorry, that ecosystem it works really well together. It has a really good sync. So 2010. No, my MacBook Pro has the M2 chip in it. It's the MacBook Pro. So I have the M2 Pro chip. I paid like $3,000 for that thing. I was, I don't know why I spent that much money. Well, let me know, Travelers Travels. Send me a DM. You know how to get a hold of me, my friend, Mr. Travelers Travels. They're printing right now. I'm printing 10 of them. I think I got another 10 hours to go. So they'll be done tomorrow. Badass thing. And hey, check this out. Look at this, dude. On the monitor, it's doing the blur. You see how it's kind of blurry? Here, watch. There, it's not blurry. I'm doing that on the monitor, not in StreamYard. This is not in StreamYard. I'm using the Mac software for this. See, here we go. Boom. Let me figure that out, Travelers Travel. Let me see what my cost of my materials are per unit and stuff like that. I'm super business oriented, so it's just like, let me see what it costs me to produce this, and then I'll come up with a price, and then we'll figure shipping shouldn't be much because it doesn't weigh anything. So I mean, it shouldn't really cost anything to ship this thing. Like maybe like $4 or $5 or something. Mac is God tier. Yeah, Mac does have a very good ecosystem. It locks you into that ecosystem, but as far as from a workflow, I do like it. Like even if look, when I need to use Winbox from MikroTik, I just use Wine, which is a Windows emulator, and it just lets me use Windows programs when I have to use them. So there's really nothing my Mac can't do for me as far as work. So yeah, I don't have any problems with that. I use my Visual Studio Code to do all my Ansible coding. Yeah, the Mac does everything for me for work, and it uses. Dude, this Mac Mini is pulling like what? It's like the mid tier one. It's like the $1,200 one. It's pulling like from the wall. I measured it. It's pulling like on load when I'm like doing some editing. It's doing like 40 watts. Like it's like nothing. It's like zero. So yeah, I do like their ecosystem for work. For gaming, it's poop, but I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. But a good time right now, I picked up a MacBook Air with an M1 chip for basic work. Dude, the M1 chip, people who have the M1 still to this, like I have an M2, but I know some people have M1s. They're not even wanting to upgrade because the M1 was such a robust ARM chip, and it makes the backs feel like they're snappy. You know what I mean? It's that the M1 chip was like such a great innovation from Apple. That really took them places when they came out with the M series. They came out with their Apple Silicon. It was a really smart move on their part. I don't think I've been on an Apple that had Intel and one that had that has the M. I have all M series now, but the Intel's poo poo. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, dude, it's Apple Silicon is very, very optimized. Dude, the Mac Minis are awesome. You know, you can even get a small Mac Mini, like a cheap one, for like $500. Now, it doesn't come with a display. It's just like a little mini PC. You know what I mean? And it doesn't come with a keyboard or nothing like that. It's just a little mini thing. But I bought the cheaper. I even bought the cheaper keyboard. This is like the flat ones, like $100. I have this from my MacBook. I bought one of the mouses, so I already had that. So I bought the monitor. Just I don't know. I don't know why. I could have bought like a 4K monitor for like $400, but I was like, I want it to be Apple, and I'm stupid, and I'm going to spend $1,500 on a monitor. But hey, I've been watching TV shows and movies on this 5K monitor. Okay, and it is god tier. It is amazing. Apple does have. I will give this. Apple is expensive, but Apple pays a huge amount to their quality of their products, right? So that's yeah. Oh yeah, you could find one for like $500. Oh yeah, you could find one. I mean, I don't know. This is what I got. It comes in this huge, ginormous fucking box. I think it's what is it, 27? It doesn't say on here. I'd have to go. Hey, Crypto Craig, size doesn't matter. That's right. It's the motion in the ocean. It's the motion in the ocean. But funny enough, there's a couple repairs that I have to do to one of them is to my company's unit. We have a loaner, an L7, and oddly enough, it's time to repaste the boards. I was looking at one of the boards, and it's running in like the mid 80s, and it was like -10, over in Kansas the other day. So, you never know when the thermal paste is going to run out for your ASICs. So just, be sure to be attentive and, keep an eye over these things. And because you never know when the thermal paste is going to wear out. It could have been a hard summer, and, now the paste is completely deteriorated. And always pay attention to that. I'm having to do a few repastes here in the winter. People are like, why in the winter time? That makes no sense to me. It's the tickles in the pickle. It's the tickles in the pixels. Oh my god. Oh man. So one other thing, I think I've talked about this before, and maybe some people know, maybe some people don't. There are particular machines that are going to be prone to they'll probably break in harsh winter conditions. They have a higher chance of it happening, and what I'm referring to is going to be the K7s and the KA3s. So on the KA3s and the K7s, they have these they have what they call they're like bridge points, okay, that go across the board. It's literally like here, we'll just say this like piece of cardboard here that I ripped off this one thing, okay, and like here's my hand, the hash board. It bridges connections with all of these joints right here, okay. It just bridges the connections just right on the board. What happens with these is when it gets cold, okay, these bridges here, okay, as they're all going down, okay, when it gets cold, they have weak solder joints. And what happens when the cold happens is they break or fracture, okay? And there's two ways to fix that. One, you can either reflow the board, and that might work. You could reflow the whole board. Or if the reflow is unsuccessful, you could attempt to actually resolder all the joints, which is possible, but is extremely, extremely time consuming, right? Like there's a lot of you're gonna spend a lot of time soldering those. So yeah, K7s, KA3s, some of the S21s can also do that. Let's see here. Dynex. What's the Dynex? I don't follow the Twitter drama stuff. I'm really checked out when it comes to that. I'm in my own little bubble. That's what Hawk says, and that's what I am. I'm in my own bubble. I don't really give a crap about anything. Let me know. Let me know what the drama is, Geek. Will, and I'll say 2 cents on it. As long as the S21s, L7s, and L9s. I mean, every machine has their own quirks. The L7s and L9s are by far some of the most difficult machines to work on because they do have the smallest resistors on there. And some of this stuff is literally looks like a dot, right? It's like a piece of pepper. Okay. So, like, literally, if you brush it too hard with like a toothbrush and rubbing alcohol, you could actually break one of the joints and like just kick one of the resistors right off. So that's the problem with the L7s is you have to be very gentle with them. Siri says, not a bad idea. Was going to say that those big farms that just could take up the most of the hash rate. I check my ASIC temp every day, make sure they're running at least once in a while. Yeah. I'm like a really checked out miner, Northern. I just check on my thing like once a month, man. On my L9. I just once a month it's hashing. Okay. I I am really like I don't even look at my vast anymore. I just it's rented. It's not. I don't know. I check it like once every 2 weeks. I know there's some guys that are like just there every day, all like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times a day. Yeah, I'm not that way. Crypto Craig, basically the Dynex team, aka Yeti, told hero miners that either they get under 40% of the network or they will get blocked. And that was due to a community vote to keep it under 40%. Yeah, but I mean, like, now see, that's okay. So to me, though, that's a little bit of a conflict of interest, okay? Because I know that D miners and Yeti run a pool for Dynex. I don't know if it's still active or not. I assume it is. So that could force people to go to Yeti and D miners pool, which I have no issues with either Yeti or D miners. You know, they're both my friends, so it's fine. But I could see that being a little bit of a conflict of interest, as well as you know, like being decentralized doesn't mean you get to pick and choose who goes where and who does what. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna force people off hero miners is what you're doing. And let's just say this, like me, before I had a problem with Jacob, I think his name's Jacob over at Hero Miners. I don't even know if he's still there anymore. Maybe he's not. I don't really like Jacob. He's kind of a dick. All right. And I had a problem with him. And I used to love the Heroes Miner pool. I loved the freaking layout of it. I loved the layout. It was, you know, good, easy to use, gooey. But then Jacob was a dick. And then I swore I'd never use Hero Miners again. So, but essentially you're going to force people who maybe prefer to use hero miners and you're going to make them go somewhere else, though. I mean, I don't know. I think everybody should just, who cares, and just let people mine. They're going to mine where they want to mine. I constantly checking my stuff. Oh my god, this guy. You're one of those guys. You're one of those little Timmies that's like, oh man, did it drop? Did it drop a half a gigahash? What's going on? Oh man, dude. I've had some of my S19s broken before, you know what I mean? And I didn't even know about it. Like, I check my stuff last. And maybe that's just because I do it every day for everybody else. So me, I'm just like, if it's up, it's up. If it's not, oh well, you know, it'll be all good. You know what I mean? I take care of everybody else's stuff before I take care of my own. Apparently, this vote happened like over a year ago, maybe even like 2 years if it was early. Oh man. Look, well that's Crypto Craig. You got like freaking like 500 GPUs. Okay, you're not like the average bear. All right, freaking this guy over here, solo mining. Yeah, because you got like a whole warehouse of GPUs you're using. You make Panda look, look like he's nobody. Um, Plumbers' pipes are always the leakiest. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, if this vote took place if this vote took place in 2023, why is it a problem in 2025? I don't get it. Like, if they were going to do something, why did it take 2 years to do it? I don't know. That's just me. Like, why is it such a big deal now? Oh, well, I mean, Hero Miners is one of the top performing pools, though. Okay. Like, more often times than not in GPU mineable coins, usually typically Hero Miners is in the top three, if not the top pool. A lot of the time. Crap, wrong screen. Net plan generate. What are you doing over there, goat? What are you doing? Oh man, too funny. Too funny, man. Oh, if people are interested in some repair courses, I do believe I've seen the guys over at ASIC Masters saying that there is going to be a class in April. So they do keep the class to about 4 to 6 guys. So it's a very small group of dudes that they let in. So if you are going to do that, then I would highly suggest you sign up for it sooner rather than later. At least, get your slot lined in there. And then just let Adam over at ASIC Master know this. Let him know the Mining King sent you. I'm working on a video. I just started this week. I started actually working on some of those, and it's tough, man. Like when like it is really hard for me to set time like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours down and do repair work. I was practicing a lot last week of just taking chips off a board. I got one board. I took like 20 chips off this, one of those throwaway S19 boards. I was just getting more of the hot air, just getting used to using it and getting used to temperatures, like what temperatures work good for me, and stuff like that. Trying to just I'm just literally just pulling chips off the board just to get the feel for it. You know what I mean? Kind of figure out my own kind of style that I like to do. I do need to dedicate more time to it, but it is increasingly hard when because I'm not just a repair guy, because I am the CTO for the company and CIO. I manage like flux nodes, AI, networking, the GPU shop, which is still around, but we're obviously downsizing the GPU shop. That's turning into an ASIC place, First Street, all the containers over in Wyoming. I don't have to really manage the ones in Wyoming, but I do help troubleshoot the ASICs when they are having problems over there. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, doing other projects, looking for new technologies and things that the company might be interested in. So I have like an endless slew of stuff. You know what I mean? If I was just a repair guy, then I wouldn't have any excuse to just sit down there and actually like fix units. You know what I mean? I would I would love to spend more time on that, and I will, but it's definitely going to take longer for me to get good at it because I get maybe 1 or 2 hours, like every other day on it. So um, it's just it's tough because I'll start working on something and we get a phone call. Oh, we got to go to this meeting over here and over there, and then it's like it's like 5 o'clock at night. And I'm like, damn, dude, I gotta go, gotta make dinner, gotta do stuff around the house, and it's just Craig knows what I'm going through. It's and then when it's late at night and I do have Z15s, I'm usually in my garage working on my Z15s. So when I'm not working for the company, I'm working for myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and your dad mode, yeah. Actually, my kids are waiting patiently for me because it's Friday night, and we're going to end the stream here in like 5 minutes. Oh man, I would love to have a relaxation day, Goat. There is so much going on in my life. Like, yeah, there's not a day that I really get a day off from everything. Either from being a dad or working for myself or working for Tara or whatever. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, vacation is very much needed. I don't think I'll get one anytime soon, but yes, it's much needed. I mean, I could. It's legal here in Missouri. It's legal. It's legal down here. So I mean, yeah, I could, I guess. Yo, dude. Yo, man. You want to fix some hash boards today? This is, fixing hash boards with Hash King. Oh, this guy. Oh, man. No, they're actually waiting for me to stop streaming. Instant 100K subs. Instant. Oh my god, that's content for a different channel. All right, yeah. Every time you have to replace an ASIC chip, you have to take a bong rip, right? Then see how long that you can keep repairing, right? Oh my god. That's funny. The gardening king. Oh man. But no, me and my kids Friday nights we do. We started. This is our gaming night, so just me and my kids. And tonight's my night to play games. Okay, so we're gonna end it here in 5 minutes. And the game I chose is a classic, and some of you might appreciate it, and some of you may not. But I picked Team Fortress 2. All right. That's a good classic game, man. There's a lot of good games that these kids don't know about, like Team Fortress Classic and stuff like that. The badass, Half-Life, mods that came out. So yeah, after stream here, I'm gonna go play some Team Fortress 2 with the kids here, show them what that's about. Weed will help you focus on your task sometimes. Roller coaster. I never got into those games. I never got into that. Yeah, I didn't get into those at all. I did a lot of Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, Firearms, which was another Half-Life Valve mod. I did DayZ, Unreal Tournament. Yeah, that was probably some of my bigger ones. Unreal Tournament for a long time. That was one of my favorites. Command and Conquer was a good game to play. But I got lost in Unreal Tournament for a lot of years. I never did the whole EverQuest thing. I never got into that stuff really. That wasn't my thing. Trying to think of another game I played a lot of. Obviously, like StarCraft and Diablo when those came out, I played a lot of those too. But I'm sad. You can't get Unreal anymore. They took it away. They took it down from Steam, and you can't get copies unless you have a CD copy of it from back in the day. I would love to play Unreal Tournament again. It's gone from Steam. You can't find it anywhere on the Steam libraries. You can't download it anywhere from online. It's gone. Epic took it away. Yeah, I would have. I don't have my original Steam account from when I was a kid, just because there was a time where I quit playing it for a long time, and I tried every which email that I've ever thought, at least what I thought I've ever made, and I just could not find it. So, this Steam account that I have now is it's not that old. I think it's like maybe like 5 or 10 years old. So, because I've been playing Steam ever since it was like a beta. Like, hey, what's up, Max? Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so afraid of catching some malware downloading like from a random torrent, like on an internet archive or like Reddit. I'm good, dude. I'm not doing that. Just Epic, just bring it back. I want the original Unreal Tournament, okay? Game of the Year edition, all right? I want to play Instagib, capture the flag, okay? When you had the shock rifles that would kill them in one shot. That was my jam, dude, okay? That's all I played. And that's what VMs are for. Yeah, I don't got time for that. And here I am about to go play some Team Fortress, dude. I got to go smack these kids here. I got to go. Dad's gonna have to go smack him up a little bit and be number one. No mercy. You can ask my kids. I don't show them mercy when we play games. They will fear me. Yeah, you want me to like go into Proxmox, make a VM, do all this blah blah blah? Like, come on, man. I just want to download and play. That's all I want to do. I'm lazy. Well, yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know, look, in the beginning of the stream, we talked about, and if you missed the beginning, I talked about the kind of the process of what to expect when going into a repair shop, and like, you know, the process of what your board or machine may or may not go through. And if you missed that, be sure to go check out the beginning of the stream. And it gives you kind of a better understanding of what the repair process looks like when you do send your equipment away to be repaired. Well, I appreciate it, guys. I will catch you next Friday. And maybe next Friday, if I can save something that needs to be fixed, then maybe we'll try to fix something live. All right. Catch you guys later.